Hey, this is Missrepresent, and I'm making a track called Wolves for my album. And I thought it'd be really interesting to just break it down and show you how each of the sections are sounding. Because sometimes when you listen to music, you think, oh, they've just taken a sample out of a movie and just bung some beats over it. But a lot of the music that I make is from scratch, mainly because in the past when my music has go on to games or on adverts and things like that, you have to make sure that the music that you're making hasn't been ripped or sampled from anywhere. Otherwise you can't sell it on because it's not your work. So I thought I'd just break down Wolves and show you how I'm making each section. And it's really interesting to hear how you piece it together and actually write the music to make the sound one. And it's still sample based, but it's samples of live instruments. So it's live strings, or it's been like a live instrument that I've played. It could be a VST instrument, which is still a digital instrument, but I've keyed in that from a VST keyboard, or I've used my keyboard to make the sounds. So I thought I'd just play it for you and show you a few of the things that I've done. So it wouldn't be a good old wolf tune if it didn't have a wolf sample in it, and actually the wolf sound comes back from like the tribe of Benjamin, so there's kind of like a lot of history to do with wolves in early music, and I kind of love all the history about music. It really interests me. So you can hear how the one sample of the wolf there gets layered up with everything else in the rest of the tune. And this was a really good sound. I loved it. It really gave it kind of a really eerie feel to it. And in my head, I kind of see wolves like in the woods and things, and then they're escaping. Juice Man's going to be doing a vocal for it. And then layered underneath that sound, we've got this sound. So it all starts building up of layers of textures of sound to make one sound, one composed piece of music, which is interesting because you'd think, oh, would have just been something maybe off a movie, but it's not. It's all individually placed. So again, when you put it all together and then you start hearing each sound, so if I play it again here, and then you can identify some of the sounds that I've picked out. You can hear that it is individual sounds that I've put in. Yeah, so this thump sound, that is actually off a synth. So it's like a synth sound that I layered up. Yeah, so the thump sound, the dum, it kind of gives like a heartbeat sound, and it just kind of creates tension in the intro. And I really like that. And that's like a synth that was layered up. And then I export the audio of the synth off the MIDI. So I export the audio because then it's a lot more malleable to be able to play with the audio. I can't really do much with it as MIDI. You can, but it's trickier. So once you export it as audio, there's lots of more processing that you can do on an audio file than I can do on a MIDI file. So yeah, it's quite a long intro, but I feel like music's missing that at the minute. It's kind of all 16 bars and drop, and I just wanted to kind of make a tune on my album that just had a little bit more of what we had back in the day of like really long intros. I mean, like John B, Up All Night, that went on forever, but it was just sometimes nice to have a track that just like had a really nice intro, and you kind of need that on the dance floor sometimes. So I just wanted something that was a little bit more cinematic and a little bit more, building up and, just time to breathe and just have some sounds. And also on an album, something that you can listen to as well. Anyway, so here is the build up for the drop, and I'll just play a bit of the tune. And yeah, and then once I've done the track, and then I'll go on to make the video. And the video, I go and find sample royalty-free video clips of wolves, and I'll start piecing that together. And then that'll be the video together as well. And so yeah, I make all the videos, all the audio, I make all my artwork as well. So everything that I do from the beginning to the end of my music is all my own work. I don't pay anybody to do my artwork. So the only thing that I pay for is mastering, and Inside Info is going to be mastering this track. And I use Mystic as well. So Mystic I use to do some of the like other tunes that I do. So yeah, so Inside Info, he's really good at like, you know, checking over sounds, making sure things are all in tune, and then going ahead and mastering it for me. So yeah, so that's all I pay for, is the mastering, but everything else is done from scratch for what I do. I pay subscription services for Loop Cloud, so I get samples off there, and I pay subscription services for my VSTs as well. So music does cost a bit of money to make as well. It's not free, unfortunately, and that's why sometimes it's nice to get a bit of money back off your sales, so that you can put it back into making music and buying new equipment and updating things and licenses and things like that, which is really. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching. I just thought I'd give a bit of an insight, a bit of content on what I'm doing, and yeah, hopefully you'll look forward to when my album does drop. Thank you. See you soon.